Well, Black Friday deals got the better of me, and I end up getting this. This is a Kramer Dave Mustaine Vanguard in Silverburst. I'll share with you my thoughts on this guitar, but first let's hear it in a mix.
To understand how this Kramer came to be, it helps to look at Dave Mustaine's guitar history. In the late 80s throughout the 90s, Dave was most famously associated with Jackson, particularly the King V. That era includes Rust in Peace, which really cemented the V shape as part of his identity. In the early 2000s, he moved to ESP, where he played his signature models like the DV8, I've just got one that happens to be right here. After that, Dave partnered with Dean for a long stretch. That's where the VM-NT V-shape came from, and he used those guitars extensively throughout the 2010s. More recently, Dave moved over to the Gibson family, which includes Kramer and Epiphone. That's where this Kramer Dave Mustaine Vanguard fits in. It's essentially a return to that classic King V-shaped thrash guitar, but built with modern specs and consistency. In my opinion, this Kramer feels very close to the LTD that I've got. I've had this LTD now for about 20 years, so this is probably why this Kramer resonates with me so well. Right, let's do a deep dive of this guitar because that's where the character of this Kramer really shines through. First of all, we've got Thrash Factor pickups. They're by Seymour Duncan. They are passive. Now, they are based on the traditional Seymour Duncan JB and 59 set. Now, Dave Mustaine actually used that set when he recorded Rust in Peace back in 1990. He liked that specific set of 59 and JB so much that he asked Seymour Duncan to manufacture pickups based on that specific set that he used to record Rust in Peace with. And this is the result. If I was to describe these pickups, I would say they've got quite a tight low end, aggressive sounding mids, and I would find that even under high gain they've got good note separation. Natural sounding pickups, and I really enjoy them. Moving on to the toggle switch now. So we've got nothing fancy here. We've got a 3-way toggle, tone, and volume for the bridge and neck. No splits or anything like that, just straight humbuckers. So let's move on to the neck. For the neck, we've got an ebony fingerboard. We've got the dot inlays on there. The scale length is 25.5 inches. Now that's typically longer than your traditional Epiphone Gibson guitars, which typically have 24.75 inch. And I think the benefit of that is you get a guitar which holds its tune better. So I find this guitar has very good tuning stability because of that. Moving on to the fretboard radius, you've got a 12-inch radius. So what that means is how flat the fretboard is. So it's more flatter than, say, your Fender or your vintage style guitars. They typically have 9 to 10 inch radius. Your Gibsons are typically around 12, so that matches a Gibson. This guitar here matches what a Gibson normally is. And then it's not as flat as, say, something like a Jackson or an Ibanez, which have very flat guitar, fretboard radiuses. So I know that the Jackson, for example, have compound, they go from 12 to 16. This is 12 all the way through here, so kind of in that Goldilocks zone. If you're coming from a Gibson, you'll probably feel right at home with this neck. The neck feel as well, it's thickness wise, again, I would say it's in that sort of Goldilocks sweet zone where it's certainly not the thinnest neck I've ever played, so completely different feel to say a Jackson again or an Ibanez again, but it's not as thick as some of those more traditional ones. It's right sort of in the middle.
This guitar has a mahogany body and a set neck construction, which really helps with sustain and gives you great upper fret access. For the bridge, you've got a string through Tune-o-matic style setup, which helps the guitar ring out and sustain nicely. Up top, they're fitted with Grover tuners, not locking unfortunately, but still solid and reliable for tuning stability. You've also got the classic hockey stick inline headstock, which looks great on this guitar, aggressive and old school. The finish also deserves a mention. This is the silver metallic version, and it looks even better in person. A full gloss finish with an almost subtle sparkle when the lights hit. There are a couple of other colour options as well, ebony and also an alien tech green.
Well, it's a flying V-shaped guitar. If you're used to playing in like a classical style position where it's up here on your knee like this and you've sort of got a footstool to rest on, it's very comfortable in my opinion. If you're used to playing a strat shaped guitar or something with a bevel there, then it is not comfortable. If I stand up here and I'm not holding anything, it seems to hold its shape very well. I don't see any neck dive, I haven't got any neck dive issues whatsoever.
Quick shout out to the case, and when I say case, I mean case. This Kramer comes with a full size hard case and it is huge, like genuinely bigger than my base case. It's super solid, fits the V perfectly, nothing moves inside. There's a massive storage pocket. This case is an absolute weapon. Gig transport is no problem, just be prepared for it to take up your entire car. The paint job is stunning, no visible flaws. I personally love the sharp angular design, but that's a preference. Now, there are minor tooling marks around the higher frets. They're purely cosmetic, they don't afflict playability, but if you're looking to get one, take a quick look. This doesn't impact me, but it may impact you. I do think this guitar is a bit overpriced at full retail, especially when you compare it to other Chinese-made guitars. You're definitely in LTD deluxe territory at this price point. That said, I'm really glad I picked it up during a Black Friday sale. I do wish it didn't have some tooling marks on the fretwork higher up in the neck, but overall I think the guitar sounds great, plays great and looks fantastic. I'll admit I'm biased. I've always loved flying V guitars. They're my favourite shape and I already own a few. Always have, always will. Thanks heaps for watching, stay loud and we'll see you in the next one.